Dr. John Anderson is a veterinarian with a big heart and surgical skills. He works closely with the SPCA and their satellite adoption program, and he runs the Anderson Animal Hospital in Marpole. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. John Anderson along with Jessica to Studio 4 to tell us more. Jessica seems to be shaking just a bit.
She's a little scared today. It's very, she's a little bit scared to be here today, but she's going to do really well.
Well, first time on television.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm assuming.
I think she is.
Mm-hmm. Your first time on television?
And it's my first time on television as
Really?
well. Yeah.
Well, you seem to be okay.
Well, thank you so much. It's easy when I'm with Jessica and the other kitties. Yeah.
I bet it
great.
is.
Yeah.
Your love of animals goes back to when you were a young boy, or
well,
when?
It's one of those things that it's been with me forever. And I was very, very fortunate in knowing at 10 or 11 that I was going to be a veterinarian, and as a result, I graduated at 23, and so this year I've celebrated 30 years as doing what I love.
And much has changed, I bet, since you began practicing.
It's changed in so many ways. It's really, really hard to believe. One of the most significant things that's changed is pets used to be considered really old at 11 or 12 or 13. Nowadays, we're seeing them in their 20s. Just like people are getting older and living more healthfully, pets are doing the same.
So you're talking about dogs?
Dogs and cats. Cats will actually live a little bit longer than dogs.
I hear tell.
Yeah.
You can have a cat for a very long time.
I have some
and
patients
plug
that are
your
20.
ears, Jessica, because you could make 25.
We hope so.
We
She's got
hope
a lot of years left. Yeah.
So why are they living longer? Raw food diets, vitamins,
there's
what?
a whole bunch of reasons. Probably the biggest thing is awareness of medical issues. So we're catching things so much earlier. Years ago, we wouldn't find illnesses until they were at end stage, whereas in today's world, we're finding illnesses 5, 6, 7 years before we would have 30 years ago.
More vaccinations today, necessarily?
There's probably less vaccinations nowadays, because we've done recent studies that say maybe we don't need to do as many vaccinations as we were 30 years ago. But there's lots and lots and lots of changes.
And special machines. I mean, we certainly have special machines for us.
Yes.
What about an MRI for a dog or a
MRIs
cat?
are available.
Really?
CAT scans are available. Just about everything that's available for people is available for pets. One of the things that I love about my practice currently is that I'm able to take small samples of blood and literally diagnose in 15 minutes what would have taken 4 or 5 days to get the results from 30 years ago.
And common diseases. I know some cats and dogs get cancer. Is that the same kind of cancer we get, or it's
very
feline
similar.
cancer or canine cancer?
Jessica here is a cancer survivor.
Really? So am I. How about you?
You've got something familiar? No, not
See,
yet.
we have something in common.
Well, Jessica was rescued by an adoption agency called Angels Under Our Wings Cocker Spaniel Rescue.
Okay.
And what these devoted individuals do is they find Cocker Spaniels like Jessica who were abandoned in the United States. And what they've done is when she's well enough to fly, they've flown her to Vancouver, where I've taken care of her. She's been spayed at 8 years of age.
Right, at 8 years of age.
8 years of age. She's had 2 radical mastectomies. She's had advanced dental treatment, and she's currently in really good health and looking for a home.
Well, we have 2 things in common, because I'm a Yank.
Oh, is that right?
Yes,
well,
I'm a dual
too.
citizen, so now she is. So we're dual citizens, and we're survivors, and I'm a little over 8. Do you think?
I think I am too.
But tell me how all of this works, this SPCA Satellite Adoption Center.
Well, the SPCA Adoption Center is for kitties.
Just for kitties?
For kitties. For Jessica here, she came through Angels Under Our Wing Cocker Spaniel Rescue, which is Lisa Adderby in Victoria, and a couple of great individuals, Bonnie Marshall and Gary Freeman here in Vancouver.
Right.
And they locate Cocker Spaniels particularly that need homes that have been abandoned. And then they bring them to Vancouver, take care of whatever medical needs they have, and I support them in that. And then they foster them in homes until they find homes.
Okay, so if you want a pug, close your ears again. Right. But if you would like a pug or a German Shepherd or something like that, you can go to the SPCA and get a rescue dog, an abandoned dog. Is there a fee?
There's a small adoption fee.
Small adoption fee.
It's very, very nominal.
And what about for Jessica?
No, Jessica would be free to a good home.
So she's ready to go today.
She's ready to go, hopefully in an hour or 2.
Hopefully, you know, They say never put dogs on television because they pay way more attention to the dog than they do to us.
She needs that attention, don't she? She's a little bit scared today, but she's a great, gentle Cocker Spaniel.
Well, and as you say, with the right skills, she can live a long life.
She's got the second half of her life ahead of her.
You know, I heard that there are vets who specialize in dental care. There are dentists who, well, vet dentists, so all they do is teeth.
Well,
a friend of mine has a cat tooth issue with her Maine Coon.
Yeah. It's amazing. Probably 50% of what I do every day is dental work.
Really?
Yes, and in my office we do lots of dental work, dental x-rays, periodontal treatments, etc. But what you're mentioning is there are 2 dental specialists in Vancouver who will do advanced endodontal, root canal therapy, etc.
So what goes wrong in a dog's mouth or a cat's mouth, generally?
Everything that would go wrong in our mouths.
Really?
Absolutely everything. And it's probably the most important thing to do is to take care of your pet's dental health.
And how do you do that, doctor?
You brush their teeth every day. Every time you brush your teeth, you brush your pet's teeth.
And what happened to just giving them a bone?
No, unfortunately, that's just not enough. So if we take care of their teeth on a daily basis, and when their teeth have calculus buildup, if they have their teeth properly cleaned, it keeps their mouth cavity healthy, and it keeps their body healthy. So
you know, my dogs must have been born with the good luck fairy because they never had their teeth brushed.
It's pretty common in bigger dogs that they don't have as many needs. But smaller dogs, like Jessica, cats,
really,
very, very common.
Really? Is it breed specific necessarily? You know how some breeds
large
have
dog,
weaker...
Small dog. Well, if you
large dog, small dog. If you have a Great Dane, you might not have to brush his teeth.
And if you have a dog that looks like a coyote or a wolf, they're going to have a pretty healthy mouth. But if you have a little short-nosed dog and all the teeth get crowded, those dogs have a lot
like
of
a Shih Tzu or
Shih Tzu,
one of them.
Or Lhasa Apsos, or all of those small breeds.
And do you use a tooth? This sounds silly. I know I've never brushed a dog's teeth. Do you actually use toothpaste or a canine toothpaste, that kind of thing?
Yes, we have a specific canine dentifrice or toothpaste. They're enzymatic. So you just paint them on the gums, they coat the teeth, and it dissolves plaque off the teeth. But they're only effective in preventing tartar, not at treating tartar. When the tartar's there, that's when it has to be properly cleaned off by a veterinarian.
And what about vitamins, supplements for animals?
Omega-3s, just like for us.
Just like us.
Just like for us, it really help in arthritis and kidney disease and general health. Iron and B vitamins for older animals. They used to have a product called Geritol.
Right.
So we have a very similar product for pets as they get older.
So when a pet has a warm nose or a dull coat, what does that mean?
It could mean
anything?
Could mean anything. Yeah, it could mean anything. So that's when you want to consult your veterinarian and say, let's get some tests done and find out what's going on.
Do you believe in taking a dog in for a regular exam?
It's critical. If you want your pet to live healthfully and for a long period of time. Years ago, when I first graduated, we'd see pets only when they were in crisis.
When they swallow a shoestring.
That's right. Exactly.
That costs $1,000, by the way, if your pet swallows a shoestring.
It certainly could. But nowadays, we like them in at least twice a year. So they get their checkups, and if you have a little problem, it's addressed easily before it becomes a big problem.
Right. And if your pet goes home with a pill, is there a trick to opening a dog's mouth?
There is. All you have to do is slide your thumb behind the canine tooth and put your thumb on the roof of its mouth, and it will open its mouth.
Right.
But we have pet pockets today. So in other words, if we have to give pills, we have a little tiny tasty treat. The pill goes in the inside, and the pet will eat it as a treat.
Oh, okay, because I used to stuff the pill in the liverwurst, and that seemed to work, or in the hot dog or something.
In the hot dog,
and you thought, okay, you just don't know. And some pets are pretty clever, as you know.
They
spit the pill out.
They get smart.
You think, how'd you do that?
So we actually had an old trick where we would have 3 pieces of hot dog. The first piece has no pill, and the dog tastes it. And by the time it gets the second one with the pill, it's looking at the third one, so it will actually swallow the second one without chewing.
Good trick.
It's an old trick.
A dog and heat. Do not mix. Don't leave your dog in the car. We know that so well. Why not?
Well, dogs are so powerfully attracted by pheromones, which are hormones that they can smell, that they'll just go crazy trying to find a female. And I've heard of dogs going through plate glass windows trying to get at a female.
Really?
So it's one of those things one has to be very, very cautious of.
Sure.
However, most dogs and cats are spayed very early nowadays. And I'll show you a couple of kitty cats in a minute or two who are actually spayed at 8 weeks of age. I spayed them 2 days ago, and they're here today looking for homes.
And you're, I'm sure, a fan of spaying, neutering.
Early spaying, neutering. Yes.
And if you're breeding the dogs,
then as soon as they're
just
finished
have to
with
put up
breeding-
with those boys.
Jessica had lots of puppies, and that's why she's been recently spayed.
Okay.
So she was a mom dog. Yeah.
She's a mama dog. That's so great. And she is not for rent,
No,
forever.
She's looking for a forever home.
A forever home.
Forever home.
And cockers usually are gentle, good with kids.
Jessica is about the gentlest dog I've seen.
Really?
She wouldn't hurt a fly. So she's looking for a really special
Okay.
home. Nice, quiet home.
And what do you do about fleas?
In today's world, it's so easy. We have a little droplet you put on the skin, takes care of fleas for an entire month.
Really?
Yeah. It's called
Because in
Revolution
Vancouver, they
Swamp
seem to
Product.
bring them in from the lawn and things like that. It's just not
yes.
cold enough to
Oh,
kill the
that's
fleas.
correct, yeah. Wild animals have fleas, so they
Sure.
leave flea eggs underneath the bushes, and that's where cats and dogs get them.
Right.
So certainly during the summer months, Revolution once a month, just a great thing to do.
Well, I was reading about the different animals you treat, like chinchillas and guinea pigs.
And sugar gliders,
What's a sugar glider?
flying squirrels from Australia,
Really?
I've taken-
Someone's pet or just hurt?
pets. Yeah, they're pets.
Really? I have a flying sugar glider. Do you know that? You're much cuter than a flying sugar glider, I'm sure.
She's great.
Well, Jessica, thank you for being with us. And you have no skin problems. You're neutered, or you're spayed.
She's spayed.
Sorry.
She's had her teeth taken care of, and she's had her surgeries, and she's waiting for a great home.
Oh, see, look at.
Look at that.
Now she's staying.
She's a fireside dog. She'd love just to curl up beside
Apparently.
somebody.
And now she's staying with us because she knows I won't say cat, but the cats are coming up,
You're
along
okay.
with Dr. John Anderson.
Yeah,
after
she's a great
this.
dog. Perfect.
Look at her. See, she's just decided to.